back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG with a 15cm howitzer. It's located on the north spawn of Murovanka, and this one is under the command of talon1958. Well, you may remember his last battle in this Arty was on the Steppes map. Unfortunately, it didn't end rather well because, yes, his team got wiped out in an assault battle. All he managed to get out of it was a third-class tanker and a bruiser medal, and he's still in the contest to try and win this weekend's lie-in. Yes, with Angelina75, they both sent in a replay, so we'll probably get a decider, but there again, Talon might be able to get another replay in before the weekend, so he could end up with a good result. We'll have to wait and see. Now, 15cm howitzer mounted on top of a Panther hull. They didn't actually go ahead and build this Arty, although they did draw up the plans for it and made a model. It was going to go ahead, but the Wehrmacht needed as many Panther tanks as they could, and consequently, none of the Artys are actually devised or built. So it's an unfulfilled dream, but it is a dream that they did have. It wasn't a fake tank. It really did exist in the plans. Instead, they just made do with the Hummel instead. Rounds out. That's... Ooh, who's that going to go? Yes! He got him. He actually hit the IS-6B. I thought for a second he was going to hit that Type 59. It was where he actually aimed the shot, but the IS-6B just drove into fire. Okay, we've got a 45 TP coming up. 20.97 seconds is the standard. That is his reload, Talon's reload. The standard reload, though, is, if I can find it, it's on my paperwork, 25.89. Okay, just fired at the STG. Didn't see if that did any damage. We can see tanks on our own team here nearby who've been stunned. Now there's two Artys on either side. The enemy team has got M12s, whilst we've got two GW Panthers. It's trying to dial in on that 45 TP over in the Magic Forest. Almost ready. Rounds out. Lands behind him, but it was a fair amount of damage, 137. And I think it tracked that 45 TP. Okay, pulling round to this side of the map, we've got a CC-1 Mark II. Now, I think that's one of the new Italian tank destroyers. This is a Tier 9 game, by the way, with Tier 7 tanks in it. So Talon is bottom tier. Oh, and he's got an SGG there again, hiding behind that bush. Unfortunately, the SCG pulled away by the time he fired. Now, one of the good things about the GW Panther is the turret at the back of the vehicle actually enables the howitzer to move through an arc of 52 degrees, 26 degrees each side of the center line. And that does make a big difference because it means that you don't get so much reticule bloom as you're re-aiming at the enemy, and he's constantly having to adjust here on that SDB. Unfortunately, it hits the ridgeline instead. Very difficult firing over a ridgeline because the shells can sometimes fall short and they hit the ridgeline instead of the target. Now, just behind that barn is a Panther, but instead, in the Magic Forest, we've got a Charfu GeForce, and he's got thin armor. Ah, lovely hit there for 231, and the Charfu GW goes down to the Barask. So he had a big effect upon that one. But the Panther is still there, and he's just hiding behind that barn. We might be able to get a shot on him. We're almost loaded. Now, we can't see him, but he's probably still there. Oh, well, RNG says no, and the shell hits the barn instead. Shields the Panther from the effects. We do have some enemy tanks getting rather close on this side of the map. Now, Wargaming did move a few of these houses and put some of them right next door to the line, but it doesn't stop Talon from getting a direct hit on the Object 704. And right alongside him is an SU-130PM. So it's a lot of enemy tanks over this side, although we cannot get at them at the moment because they're hiding between those buildings. What we do have is the fact that the enemy tanks in the Magic Forest have all been wiped out. And now most of the enemies confined to this side of the map, and he's just splashed the ISU-152K, who's stunned and is probably about to receive fire from that Barask off at the tree line. Let's hope that he does. Oh no, well he's not going to get any stun assists now because the stun's gone. But look at this, the 704's out in the open, rounds out, direct hit. Yes, the enemy's getting kind of focused into this area, and there's only 6 of them left. 2 of them Arty's right at the back of the map, and I think they're the enemy that the Barask is after. Pretty sure that our Barask is down there for that reason. Oh! Talon got his first kill, the CC1. Now, CC1's a tier 9. That means that Talon's going to earn extra XP for hitting him. He only got 118 hit points off him, but it is a tier 9 kill, and that means extra for him. Unfortunately, the enemy Object 704 is getting rather close, and he might get spotted. He's not that far away. He's only a short distance away. Run! Run, Talon, run! I was almost say run, Forest, run, but he's not called Forest. Okay, there's the 704. Line him up. Well, he fired fairly quickly, but he's still got a kill from the splash. So 2 kills of 2 tier 9s, and the game's over. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Panther. He also managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 7 in this game, and a win rate of 1,471. Well, that may be less than the amount he got the last time, but this is better. He got a second class this time. The previous one was a third class. There you go, third class and a Bruiser with 2867. But this game, 1471 and a second class. So this is a better game, even though he scored less. If we look at the team score, we can see that when it came to damage, he was a little further down the table, 4th place on his own team, but he was actually beaten by quite a few members of the enemy team when it came to damage. In fact, if I'm correct, yes, it's 5 members of the enemy team were better than him, and 3 on his own team, which puts him in 9th place overall on damage. He only got 1,110. The high scorer in this game was the M46 Patton, who got 5,653, picked up a high caliber and Confederate. The Barask got 3,917. He got a Pascucci's and a Top Gun, so he did get the enemy Artys, both of them. And the third highest on damage was the Charfu Tier 4 on the enemy team with 2,101. When it came to kills, it was the Barask. He got 6 kills in that game. 3 kills went to the M46 Patton, and 2 kills went to Talon. So he's in joint 3rd place alongside the Charfu Tier 4 and the Object 704. And I believe, yes, he did kill the 704, didn't he? He didn't kill the Charfu Tier 4, but he did get the Object 704 in that one. When it came to base XP, he's in 3rd place overall. 1,535 went to the Barask, so that's obviously a very good result. 1,145 went to the M46 Patton, and 801 went to Talon, and that's mainly down to the fact that he was hitting higher tier opponents and killing them, so that did have an effect on the overall battle. If we look at detail, we can see he fired 12 rounds in that game, got 4 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 10 splash, damage of 1,110, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 7 of the enemy, killed 2, so that's why he didn't get a Confederate, because it was only a 5 difference. 417 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns. Not much in the way of stun assist off this game, but then I suppose it was who he was killing, who he was hitting, actually did make a difference, because he did hit a Charfu Tier 4 and the 704 and the CC, and they are all tier 9s. So yes, every time he did that, he earned 20% extra XP for doing it. 26,421 credits for the battle, 50,000 for completing the mission, 76,421 credits altogether, and after ammunition resupply, took away 62,981 credits. So that's a good profit. 1,201 XP times 2 for the first victory, 2,403 experience points altogether. And he thought this one was going to be a loss. Yes, it did look like the enemy were getting closer and closer to him at one point. And of course, they seemed to be doing rather well in the Magic Forest. And of course, until the M46 Patton got involved, and he rather turned the tables on them. And once the Barras got into it as well, they were just tearing the enemy apart. And of course, then the Barras rushed off to try and go down the tree line at the base of the map, trying to find the enemy Arty so he could pick up a couple of medals. Anyway, that's the end of the first battle. Talon's managed to improve his score, and he's now got a second class and a bruiser. Can Angelina, who sent in the next replay, beat him? Well, we'll just have to see right now. The second replay is in the AMX 13F3AM. That's the tier 6 French SPG. We're located on the south spawn of Ruinberg Encounter, and Angelina75 is commanding.
Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, 155mm howitzer, as opposed to Talon's only had the 15cm howitzer. Now this is an Arty designed in 1959, produced between 62 and 97, so for quite some time. Built on the hull of the AMX 13-ton light tank, it was a very effective Arty, and they built 621 of them and sold them around the world to quite a few nations. It's actually quite a fast Arty, 60 kilometers an hour maximum speed. It did require quite a lot of crew, and they had to have a separate vehicle to carry that crew, mainly because the vehicle itself could only carry 2 people, the driver and the commander, but everyone else piles into a truck, and the truck could also contain the shells. Now that budgie just got tracked. Even though we can't see them, they're still there. So I suspect that she earned some credits off that one, some damage. Standard reload is 30.58 seconds for this Arty. Angelina is loading, I think, about 22, 23? 25.06. Her first shot at the SMV-CC didn't get a hit, but she did pick up some stun assist off this one. In fact, quite a lot of stun assist. Oh! That's another shot coming in from her teammate in the M44. Now, there's 2 howitzers that you can actually mount on the AMX 13F3. Oh, good one there. She hit the SMV behind the Tiger 1, and the Tiger 1 got tracked in place, and now he's down. And I think he probably blames the SMV for doing that, because he pushed him over the rubble, and then he got taken out. And the SMV's gone down now. Angelina's going to try and hit that Hellcat through the window. Rounds out. Yes, she got him. Oh my god, she got a blind kill. A blind kill through a window, of all things. She took out the Hellcat. And that's really good. He's going to be so annoyed that he got taken out through a window. He probably felt that he was nice and safe in there, but no, Angelina can thread the needle, and she put the shell straight through the window and into the Hellcat, wiped him out. Always worth remembering, Hellcats have very little armor, which makes them prime candidates to get a one-shot on. She's looking around for a new target. This game is a tier 7 game, and she's tier 6, which means she's bottom tier. But she's only got the chance to earn 10% extra from each tier 7 that she hits. Okay, trying to get a VK3002D up near there. We're 5 up on the enemy now, so it looks to me like Angelina is adjusting so she can hit the enemy out the field, because there's nothing closer for her to hit. In fact, the only one that's closer is an SMVCC, but he's just so far away and he's behind a building, so she can't get him. But out in the field, there are a few more enemies. She's trying to get this T-52. He's moving a bit too fast for her to hit. Best to wait for him to stand still and then to get him. He's not standing still. He's trying to keep moving. Yes, he came back only to get the Basotto. And now he's gone because he made the big mistake of going in front of the Su-100's gun. There's only one enemy left. There it is. It's the Hummel. He's trying to run away. He's turning now to fight. And Angelina doesn't have a shot because the buildings are in the way. The M44 did have a shot, but his arc was better, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first-class tanker for Angelina75 in the AMX 13F3AM. And it's the first time she's had a first-class tanker in this Arty. And I'm pretty sure that she's only had this Arty, well, not very long, and that's why she's just trying it out and getting better and better at it all the time. And it does help if you swap round your Arties and don't stay in the same one all the time. Hint, hint to Talon. Yes, she also managed to get a Bruce medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 9 in this one. She got 4 critical hits alone from the Hellcat when she one-shotted him out of existence. And her win rate from the game was 1,721, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, there you go. She managed to get 1,089 hit points, and she was beaten by only 2 of the enemy team when it came to damage. That was the Challenger and their box tank, which means that the other 5 of her own team in front of her means that she was in 8th place overall on damage. The high score in the game was the AMX M445 with 2,365 hit points. Didn't get the high caliber, wasn't 20%. Second highest damage was one of the Italian tank destroyers with 1,610. And the third highest damage was the Su-100, who managed to get 1,559. When it came to kills, it was shared between one of the Italian tank destroyers and the Su-100. They both got 3 kills apiece. The M445, AC-46 and the VK3002M managed to get 2 kills apiece. Angelina only got the 1 kill in that game, the Hellcat, but that was rather a good one. And the T-52 on the enemy team, he's also the only member of the enemy team to get more than 1 kill. When it came to base XP, though, Angelina was much higher because she was also getting stun assist off the enemy. 1,158 went to the M445, 924 went to one of the Italian tank destroyers, and 848 went to Angelina, so 3rd place on base XP. She fired 6 rounds in that game, 2 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetration. I'm pretty certain the penetration was the Hellcat. Yes, it was. Look at that, 640 hit points. Shell went through the window, end of Hellcat, end of game for him. He must have been very disappointed, but what can you say? He wasn't a happy bunny. Oh dear, there you go. If we look at the rest of it, we can see she got 5 splashes on the enemy and also 1,089 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 4 of the enemy, killed 1, so no chance of getting a Confederate there. 1,534 hit points of stun assist off 5 stuns, so that boosted her score up to get the first class tanker. On a free-to-play account, she earned 30,390 credits, and she got 15,000 for completing a mission, 45,390 credits altogether, and after ammunition resupply took away 39,390 credits profit. Not as much profit as Talon, but she did get a better result. 849 base XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,696 experience points altogether. So I think comprehensively that puts Angelina in the lead for the weekend's Lion. As she said, a good game to take the lead on. Yes, because the best that Talon's done so far is a 2nd class and a bruiser. Angelina's now got a 1st class and bruiser, so she takes the lead. But of course, Talon could win it outright if he can get either an ace tanker, or he could better his score by maybe getting a 1st class and a medal. And that would give him the weekend Lion instead. So I would say he's got 2 nights. He could do it tonight, Friday night, or he could do it on Saturday night. But he's only got those 2 nights left to do it in. And of course, Angelina might still improve her own score by getting either a medal and the first class, or even getting an ace tanker. So we'll just have to wait and see what they send in. But definitely Angelina in the lead again, and possibly going to get a second week in a row getting the lion. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.